What's up? This is Nick from New York City, and I am going to talk about how to play fast on the saxophone. It's something that all of my students want to know how to do. They're not quite sure how to go about doing it, so this video is going to discuss how to get really fast fingers and accurate fingers. As you notice, I'm playing the baritone saxophone today. My alto is in the shop, so I figured I would get some time in with the big boy. Anyway, I just played a very fast improvised passage in the key of, well, our C sharp, concert E, but it's C sharp for saxophone. So it's a tricky key, a scale that a lot of younger students are not familiar with, but just like all the other scales, an important one to know. So in order to develop really, really fast finger technique and clean finger technique, you need to practice, guess what? Your scales. I know some of you are probably moaning and groaning right now, but scales are super important. And I have my metronome right in front of me. I have it actually on my cell phone, so there's no excuse to not own a metronome anymore. And I have it set to 60 beats per minute. So that's 60 quarter notes per minute. It's kind of a slow tempo, but it's good to start practicing scales really slowly. Believe it or not, the slower you go, the faster and cleaner you will be able to play. So I'll play my C sharp major scale in eighth notes. And I'm really listening to that click of that metronome. It's super important to stay locked up with the metronome. If you don't do that, you're not really practicing scales. You have to be as locked in as possible. So listening to the click. You can practice in eighth notes. You can practice in eighth note triplets. Triplet, triplet. Then you can turn the tempo up gradually. You can practice in 16th notes. Try all different rhythmic subdivisions of your scales. Practice them slurred, not toned. Introduce the tongue later on. At first, we're just going to practice slurring, because what does that do? It puts all the emphasis on our fingers, which is what the goal is here. So gradually, once you get all of your scales feeling really good, really accurate, at a slow tempo, you can gradually turn the tempo up. So now I just randomly dialed up to 83. Still kind of slow. Let's play the same scale at 83. So I'm really listening to the metronome, locking up. Once you get all of your major scales, and guess what? Your minor scales too. Once you get them from bottom to top, top to bottom, then you can start to mix things up. And it starts to get a little more enjoyable, a little less mechanical. Now I'm going to play my scales in thirds. I'll turn the metronome off. What I'm doing is I'm skipping a note, then going back down to the note I skipped, skipping another note. So I'll speak in the key of C. Everyone knows that key. C, E, D, F, G, I'm sorry, E, G, F, A, G, B, A, C. And back down. Really, really great way to practice. You can even do it by skipping another note. You can go C, F, D, G. So you're really getting very flexible. If you can start to do that with all of your major scales and your minor scales, even at a really slow tempo, you don't have to worry about dialing the tempo up really fast yet, then you will be well on the road to be able to play very, very fast. See you next time.